So after almost 6 months since the Dodge Charger Daytona EV came out, and primarily we're going to be speaking about the RT today, but certainly there has been lots of problems with Scat Packs as well. But some of the bigger issues have been related to the RT, which ultimately got canceled, got thrown in the waste bin and said, well, we're not going to make that anymore. For 2026, it will not be returning. So that made us think, of course, it's tied down towards the sales numbers. So the sales numbers being down, and also another video I probably do soon is on the sales numbers for second quarter, which are already down significantly, which is a very bad sign considering, if you remember the video I did after first quarter numbers, where I read the statements in the earnings call, where the CEO and the bean counters were saying, oh, but we expect Q2 to be better and we're doing all the right things. Yes, I mean, they were dropping prices, they were giving cars away, doing everything they can to move more cars and trucks, but in the end, they still were down. And that's a whole nother video we can talk about later. But that's not why the RT got canceled. In the end, it's also a whole lot of other issues that are related to the reliability of it. And today, finally, and I knew this was coming, and I have been given some inside information, nothing like TK and Butter get, but inside information along with them on this notice that was likely going to come out, and it is out. And for that reason, I wanted to do this video today. And I want to also thank Mopar Tech Jordan, who is a great new up-and-coming YouTuber who is a Mopar Tech. And if you want information on these EVs and what's really going on, and Mopar in general, check out his channel. Here it is, Jordan Rose, Mopar Tech Jordan. He's got 1,440 subscribers, so be sure to go and let's get him to 2,000. So here's what happens. If 5,000 of you watch this video, why can't we get 500 people to go check out Jordan's page? And he is doing some great stuff. And I had a great long conversation with him on the phone a week or two ago, and he's just a wealth of knowledge and information. And I would suggest you all go check out his channel if you want to get some really solid inside track from a Mopar Tech. And he does love the brand, love the company, and wants to actually help solve these problems, which I appreciate tremendously, because nothing would make me happier than to have all these cars work perfectly, or just have just small problems, small issues that could be solved easily, and them to have succeeded in selling this thing, because it would make things easier for them to be able to bring back the fun stuff. But with today's announcement with Tim and the SRT revival, I think we're going to see that stuff anyways, but I just don't want to be called a hater anymore. I'm just sharing the truth. But I want to share with you where they're coming clean, and what Jordan posted on this Facebook group today, which is, maybe I'll just go back to this main screen where I actually have the attachment where you can see it much better. How about that, folks? This is the big tamale, the big one here, the big TSB on the RT, and it says 2024, but I texted Jordan to see. I'm sure it relates to the 2025s as well, because these issues have been downright chronic for so many owners that I've been watching in these groups, especially and primarily with the RT. But I don't want to leave the Scat Pack people out, because believe me, they know about the other issues that are happening, whether it's the 12-volt issue or just other stuff that's taken place with that car. And some have had screen issues and glass breaking, and that's all different stuff. But this is what we're talking about today. And when I say that they came clean, they finally came clean and are admitting, it's because since this thing was launched, let's say 6 months ago, hitting the market, maybe just a little bit more, that it seems like they've been so quiet and just saying, oh yeah, bring it in for an update, bring it in for an update, bring it in for an update, not really getting out and openly saying, okay, yeah, here's the issue, and here's a big problem issue. Now, short of them doing an actual recall, this update is something that you're going to want to get done to your RT if you have an RT. And this is what it's relating to. And by the way, I do want to reiterate what Jordan said as well, is your dealers may not even know about this yet. So you can't call them up and say, can I come in and get this update? I mean, you'll be able to have this the screenshot of this thing to show them, but it may take a week or so before they get this and before they're actually able to actually do it. So just slow your roll a little bit, but at least know that there's some maybe end in sight for those of you with RTs that are having these issues. So here's the issues. Customers may experience a malfunction indicator lamp in illumination, and the vehicle may exhibit set one or more of the following diagnostic trouble codes, DTCs. And this is what you've been dealing with and some have been dealing with. Wheel hub disconnect actuator performance left, wheel hub right, left front wheel hub disconnect actuator position, sensor circuit range performance. And by the way, I've seen people in the groups, and also I believe there's some YouTube videos out there of folks saying, yeah, I have no front hub connected, and I could totally feel the difference in this thing. So internal control module torque calculation performance. They may also comment on one or more of the following. How about this? They will also comment on this: instrument panel cluster, radio range, and charge time estimations, and messages are not correct. I've seen plenty of that in the forums as well. So these are good that they're acknowledging these. That's the big thing, is one, they have to acknowledge these problems exist, not just say, you must have a bad car. No, these are chronic issues with like most of the cars. And if it's not happened yet, based on this TSB, you got to expect it's likely going to happen at some point. Battery range incorrect. I've seen those posts as well. Improved battery state of charge, accuracy in off nominal conditions. Battery heating values incorrect on radio when performance pages display. Charging does not start when plugged in. Charging is not indicating when battery is at full charge. Charging slow or takes too long. Bumps and jerks while accelerating or decelerating. Wrench icon, also known as the lobster, is illuminated in the IPC. Turtle icon is illuminated in the IPC. Vehicle enters into limp mode. See that a lot. In addition, the following software enhancement is also available, enables compatibility with the Flow V3 chargers. So this supersedes the TSB of their little tracking number there. A date issued of April 29th, which should be removed from your files. And this is what's happening. So folks, they're going to hopefully be able to address all those issues for all of you with RTs. And I imagine the Scat Pack folks, the issues you're dealing with, they're working through those things. And behind the scenes, I'm getting messages and I'm talking to people like Mopar Tech Jordan, who are saying there's no one sleeping at the wheel here. They're working hard to try to solve these issues because it is egg on the face. When they have to send something out like this, which is likely to start making all kinds of headlines everywhere and leading to potentially even a recall, that's a problem. When they have to cancel an entire model for subsequent years, for future years, that's a problem. When their sales are down 10% in the second quarter when they were supposed to be up in the second quarter, that's a problem. They've got to get their act together. They've got to straighten things out. And while they fix the pricing issue, they have not yet fixed the long, drawn-out nightmare. The other issue is, so let's just talk about this. On one hand, software updates, awesome. That's, you take it in, they plug it in, Lord knows how long it takes, update the software, you get the car back, and hopefully the car's fixed. Great. But when you have a broken glass, a broken window, a broken canopy or something, or screen, for example, where your performance pages are and your radio is, and it's well over a month or more on back order and the people can't get those, these are issues they've got to solve. And I don't know why it's taken so long for so many of you to get the parts. I mean, I read when one guy's window broke that they're like, it's 6 to 8 weeks out or something like that. And, that's just unacceptable because that means your car is down. If your window's just totally busted, it's down. I mean, your car's, sitting there in a parking lot just rotting for a month while you're still making those lease payments or those payments on that thing. So, and I don't care if you paid cash for the thing, you're out your money and you don't get to use the thing you bought. So the time it takes to get the parts, also understanding that with all the RTs that have been sold, while not that many in the grand scheme of things, they could stand to overwhelm dealers with people trying to line up to get these things done. So that means there's additional wait limit or wait period for you to get in to get this done once they get it. So patience is a virtue with this thing, and some of you are incredibly patient and understanding of it. Some not so much. But in the end, this is what's going on. That's what's happening. I will put a link to Mopar Jordan's channel in the description below. Go subscribe. Let's get him past 2,000 subscribers or more, and take advantage of that wealth of knowledge that this gentleman's sharing with all of us. And I hope if you own one of these things that you do get final resolution, whether it be the RT or the Scat Pack, that you get that thing working perfectly and you get to enjoy the car. I don't wish ill on anyone who bought it. While I make fun of you constantly and the ridiculous decision that you made, I do not want to see you on flatbeds any more than necessary. And like Mopar Jordan said in his recent video that isn't even up yet, I think, that he texted me about was, to quote him, is, if they can get these solved, they can help keep me from coming out with my 12-month calendar with pictures of the Dodge Daytonas on flatbeds, the flatbed gang. So yeah, that'd be great. Nothing make me happier. So let's get your cars straightened out, folks. And it's good to see Dodge at least stepping up and saying, okay, we acknowledge the issues. Now let's fix the issues. So with that, everybody, like, subscribe, comment, share your thoughts, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.